and holding brief conversations as you serve them, you say to our guests, "We're glad you're here."
I don't care. Just give me my food. What's going on? Welcome back to The TheGGround. Before I begin this video, just a reminder, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Special treat for you today on this 18th day of Vlogmas, which has now become Quitmas. I give all credit to Amberlyn Reed. I don't know if she came up with Quitmas, but I think that's where I heard it from. Obviously, my Vlogmas was a total fail, but I'm doing what I can to keep the masses entertained. Today, I have a very interesting reaction for everybody. So a couple days ago, I was perusing the YouTubes, and YouTube suggested a short video about making awkward conversation at a carving station. And I watched it, and I was like, what is this? It looked like it was an edited video of some sort, maybe a training video. So I did a little research, and sure enough, I was right. It was an Old Country Buffet training video, training the carving station employees on how to, I guess, properly carve and engage the patrons or the restaurant visitors. So Old Country Buffet, we had one of those up north, was just a buffet. They had a great Sunday station. Of course, that's all I remember. But it was just a regular buffet. They had all different foods, salads, chicken wings, so forth. And of course, there was a carving station where you could pick between, different meats like roast beef, ham, whatever. So this is a training video. This is the complete training video, or at least the complete carving station section of the training video that I found on a channel called Just Training Videos. I will link the channel and I will link the original video down below. So we're going to react to this video. The remix was hysterical. I don't know if it'll be as funny in its complete form, but we're going to find out. So come along with me. We're going to go back in time. We're going to get some Old Country Buffet training. And hey, if an Old Country Buffet pops up near you, I don't even know if those are still a thing, but let's say they are. If an Old Country Buffet restaurant pops up near you and they're hiring and you need a job, you're already one step ahead thanks to me. Let's go!
Your other shift duties. We'll begin with your second shift duty.
So this is segment 3. That means they must train everybody. Cashiers, Sunday cleaners, like the Sunday machine cleaners, the chicken wing distributor. Everybody must get their own little video. Oh, so, okay, greeting and serving guests. It actually had to train people on how to, I guess, how to customer service, right? Because how do you not know how to greet already? Oh, I guess serving would be, the serving part I can see, but a training on greeting a person seems a bit much.
Greeting and serving guests.
Good evening. Fried enough to eat today?
Boy, I'll say.
Well,
Oh, this isn't awkward at all.
that's great. Would you care for ham or beef?
A little both, I think.
All right.
Making friendly conversations like this is a big part of greeting and serving guests.
Would you care for ham or beef? All right.
At other buffet-style restaurants, guests often feel they're on their own. Once they've paid...
I've never, ever felt like I was on my own. I actually prefer to feel like I'm on my own at a buffet restaurant. It's never been a complaint of mine because the whole point of a buffet restaurant is just stuff your face and be left alone without judgment. So I feel like I probably wouldn't want to talk to the carving station guy. I'd just be like, give me my meat.
paid for the meal, no one pays much attention to them. At Old Country Buffet,
Who the hell wants attention paid to them? Like, if I wanted attention paid to me, I'd go to a regular restaurant where the server comes by every 3 minutes while I'm chewing to ask me if everything's okay.
we work hard to make sure our guests never feel that way. As a carver, you spend a little more time with guests and other team members. That means you have a great chance to make them feel welcome and appreciated. By greeting the guest warmly
I bet it's a good way to find a date.
and holding brief conversations as you serve them, you say to our guests, "We're glad you're here."
I don't care. Just give me my food.
Let's take a closer look at greeting guests.
Okay.
Every conversation you hold with a guest should begin something like this.
Good evening.
Or,
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm gonna try to follow along in case I need an Old Country Buffet carving station job. I should have looked before I started this video to see if that's still a thing. The one I think that was up north, where I used to live, I'm not sure it's still there anymore.
Once you've greeted the guest, start a brief conversation.
Okay.
Try asking a question the guest can answer in a sentence or two.
How's the weather outside? I've been stuck in this hellhole since 7 a.m.
You might ask something like this.
Is it still hot out there?
Oh, see? I could have been this guy, minus the mullet.
Or this.
Did you catch a game last night?
Or this.
Have you tried the lasagna?
Oh, this guy's so awkward. Have you tried the lasagna?
It's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
Don't forget to hold quick conversations with our younger guests, too. Children often play a big
Oh,
part
I hate talking to kids. This would be where I'd lose my job.
in deciding which restaurant their parents visit.
Ready?
We want them to feel welcome and special here, too.
Okay.
So start conversations with children by saying something like this.
Did you see the newest episode of Saved by the Bell? Because technically this is probably that time.
What grade are you in at school?
Or this.
Have you decided what dessert you're going to have?
He sounds like somebody. Is it Pee Wee Herman? I can't think, but he sounds like somebody.
Or this.
Do you like hot fudge sundaes?
Do you like how I've got free candy in the van? Can you help me find my puppy?
Held a brief conversation. It's time to move on to the second half of this shift duty, serving the guests.
Okay.
Begin by asking,
Would you care for some ham or beef?
Ham, please.
Ham or beef? I should say ram or beef.
once guests have chosen what meat they want,
I would go for the ham as well. I don't like roast beef. I think we've all discussed this. I would totally just I would go straight for the ham.
you'll carve a slice of it. Exactly what size of slice you will serve will be a judgment call on your part,
Okay.
unless the guest makes a special request.
What do you mean a judgment call? So in other words, are we like weight discriminating? Like, okay, you're petite, here's a tiny piece, but then my fat ass comes along and I get half of that hunk right there? That's not very nice, All Country Buffet. Everybody should get the same portion so as to not feel fat or skinny shamed, and then let us ask for more.
We don't limit the can have. We do, however, manage it to reduce waste. Here are some guidelines for knowing how much meat to serve a guest.
Okay.
When your guest's plate has very little on it, carve a full cut. Lay it over the bare portion of the plate.
Oh.
Children
Okay, I thought it was going to be like, if your guest looks overweight, perhaps a smaller portion. If your guest looks underfed, perhaps a larger portion.
usually prefer smaller portions. Carve them a smaller cut.
What the hell is that little girl eating? Are those Jell-O blocks? I see a biscuit, I think Jell-O blocks. Ugh.
Place it on an open section of the plate.
That's a good idea. Don't mix
If
my
your
food.
guest's plate looks like this,
Oh boy, that's my plate. That's me. I'm the guy who puts them on a business.
quarter cut or a half cut of the meat the guest requests.
Okay.
Sometimes guests
I'd be so mad if I got that tiny little piece of meat. I'd say, no, Jerry. Oh, I don't know why I called him Jerry. Maybe I was thinking of my Opperman Fitness. But anyways, no, Jerry. Like, I need a little more than that.
will tell you exactly what size of cut or number of
That's a tall lady, huh?
pieces they want. Other guests will ask you to carve a slice thicker
She is really tall.
than our usual dime width.
I wonder if they put her up on a pedestal to make the serving guy look shorter for some reason. I don't know if that's like a buffet power play.
These guests all feel they're getting more when getting a thicker cut. Actually, the thin cut ensures them a tender piece of meat, which is why we carve dime thicknesses.
Dime thickness is okay.
If a guest asks you,
So awkward.
A half-inch slice of that roast beef, please.
say
Huh?
something like this.
A what?
I'd be glad to carve you that. Thinner slices are more tender, though. Would that be all right? You can always come back up for more.
Okay.
I'd say maybe you have wax in your ears. Let me try that again. I want a thick ass slice, not roast beef, of ham. But she took it well.
Of course, if the guest insists on a thicker slice, honor the request.
Yes. Customer's
No
always
matter
right.
what the topic of your conversation has been,
Customer's
or what
always
size
right.
slice you've served, you will end each guest contact with the same phrase.
Oh,
How's that for you?
That's fine, thanks.
Asking,
I bet these two went on a date after this was over.
how's that, makes sure guests are happy with the slice they received. If they're not, or if they also want a slice of a different meat, you can correct the situation promptly. Guests will sometimes ask
Oh, look at that porn stash.
you questions about the food we serve and how we prepare it. To be ready for these questions,
Well,
make the most of opportunities to learn about our menu items.
I don't think I've ever gone to a carving station and say, could you tell me how that beef is prepared? What temperature was it cooked at? For how long? What was it marinated in? What spices did you use? Just give me the damn meat.
If you are asked a question you can't answer, find someone who can answer it. The nearest manager is usually a good place to start.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to bother you, but this guest here was asking if the pig had a name prior to being slaughtered for Old Country Buffet's purposes. One moment, let me go get the book in the back. Its name was Wilbur.
Your third shift duty is maintaining the carving station. As you carve and serve meats, your station quickly loses the cleanliness and appeal it had when the restaurant opened.
In this day and age, he'd have a mask on. He'd have to constantly Lysol every inch of countertop or space top around the meats. Probably would get some on the meats.
Throughout your shift, you'll complete routine cleaning and maintenance tasks to return your station to its original appearance.
Okay.
Here are some of the tasks you'll complete. Wipe grease from the carving board with a paper towel.
Okay.
Grease and meat scraps spoil the appearance of your station.
They do.
Wipe them away frequently.
Okay.
Discard the used paper towels in the wastebasket immediately.
Makes sense.
Keep the wastebasket in a spot that is
Not visible.
then wipe
Oh, I think we're missing words. That is what?
the carving board, front board, and stainless steel surfaces with a clean, sanitized towel.
Okay.
In between groups of guests to wipe your carving knives
Don't
and
forget.
chef's forks
Very important to wipe down your utensils.
with your clean, sanitized towel. Keep an eye on the walls, mirrors, sneeze guards, and floors around your station to make sure they stay clean.
What the hell? Why is everything getting dirty around you? You need to relax with that knife if you're getting meat juice everywhere.
If they aren't, use the time between guests to clean them.
Okay.
Floor spills immediately by guarding the area personally or putting up a wet floor sign until the spill can be cleaned up.
I hope they kick the person out, whoever made that mess. What an irresponsible buffet goer.
Damp mopping the area with
Oh, remember those little squeegee mops? They still make those?
hot, soapy water, and leaving the wet floor sign in place until the area is completely dry.
Okay.
Be sure to wash your hands after performing every cleaning task.
Correct.
Rinse out your towels frequently in sanitizing solution. Towels that aren't sanitized frequently not only are unappetizing to look at,
Gross.
but they also leave streaks on the stainless steel.
They do. I wonder what the cleaning solution is. I would assume it's just water and soap.
Maintaining the carving station
That's not psychotic at all.
includes maintaining carving knives. To keep your knives sharp and ready to carve, you use a grooved steel rod called, appropriately,
This thing's missing from here. Appropriately, I don't know what he just said. I'd love to know what happened to this guy. I wonder if there's a website where you can find out. If there isn't, somebody needs to create one where they call the like a website like whatever happened to training video actors and actresses. Because there's a Wendy's one too that I love. Maybe I'll react to that one day. But I'd like to know like what happened to this guy. Did he go on to a successful career of training videos? Did he become like buffet carver of the year, 1991? Like where did he go? What's his name?
steel doesn't actually sharpen the knife. It hones it by aligning microscopic burrs on the edge of the blade.
Oh, it's like Mr. Wizard.
After cutting about 10 to 15 slices of meat, you will notice that your knife isn't cutting as easily as it was when it was first sharpened.
Makes sense.
It's then that you use the steel to restore the knife's edge.
Okay.
Here's how to use the steel.
Oh, I can't. The
Note
steel.
that the process is described for right-handed carvers.
Oh.
If you are left-handed, reverse the process.
I was going to say, if you're a left-handed, leave the room now, you're fired.
Before you start, put a carver's protective glove on each hand.
I used to wear those when I worked at the nursing home, little mesh gloves, steel mesh, I guess, chain link. I think they were supposed to protect you from getting cut. I don't know if they actually work or not.
Hold the steel in your left hand. Hold the steel so the point is up. You will keep the steel's tip up throughout
Left
this
hand.
process.
Okay.
Hold the knife in your right hand. Place the blade of the knife at the base of the steel on the side furthest from you.
Got it.
The cutting edge should be facing up.
He's a little creepy. Not going to lie, he's a little creepy the way he does this and holds his knife.
Blade up the steel, working left to right.
Interesting.
Make sure the entire blade is drawn across the steel.
I wonder how many people were sitting in the room during this training who were left-handed trying to like do this visually and try to like, because obviously this is for right-handed people only. If they were sitting in the room at the time back in the 80s and 90s, like visualizing the left hand, right hand, thinking I'm going to lose my job as their hands shook. It must have been a very traumatizing experience to be left-handed during this video.
Next, blade of the knife at the tip of the steel on the side closest to you. Again, the cutting edge should face up. Draw the blade down left to right.
Okay.
This hones the other side of the blade's cutting edge.
Okay.
Repeat this process several times on each side of the cutting edge.
Okay.
Draw the blade over the clean, sanitized towel lying on the carving counter.
Okay.
Do not hold the towel in your left hand. Your carving knives are sharp enough to slice not only through the towel, but all fingers. Remember,
What do you mean don't hold it with you? Isn't that what he's doing?
knives are never taken.
Oh, put it on the counter and hold it down. I think what this guy means is don't hold it up in the air and do it, because that would be bad for your fingers. And I don't think I don't think the guests would come back if they saw Robbie at the carving station lose a finger or two. But I bet if he did cut a finger, if they would make him continue working.
Taken to the dish room for cleaning. Once you have wiped the steel with your clean, sanitized towel,
Okay.
return it to its appropriate place.
The steel. Is that what it's called, the steel? Or do they just make that up for this video? Because I have one of those in my little knife block. The steel. Next time my friend's over, I'm going to go, excuse me, I got to grab the steel. Oh, I should have gotten it for this video. I could have held it up. I didn't realize they were going to do all this.
Your fourth shift duty is assisting when the guest flow is light. When
Nope.
there are no guests at your station and
Nope.
you're caught up on your own tasks,
Nope. This is when I say, no, ma'am. I get paid for one job and one job only. You want me to do other people's jobs? You're going to have to give me a raise.
you'll assist line attendants.
Nope. I will not.
Your final shift duty is doing whatever it takes to take care of the guests.
That's a very broad statement, and you should be careful because that's how people get fired.
At Old Country Buffet, serving guests
Sometimes those buffet employees take it a little too far.
is our #1 priority. You have many opportunities throughout your shift to lend a helping hand to our guests. Every time you offer that helping hand, chances are you increase guests' satisfaction with his or her visit. Before we leave your shift duties,
Okay.
let's take a minute or two to look closely at
I love her hair. I mean, God, that was 80s and 90s hairdos were just the best.
something you need to be aware of every minute you're on the job.
I wonder if these people are still alive. Whenever I watch old things with like older people, I mean, this one was probably my age, but people back then looked, to me anyway, when I see videos and photos, and maybe people see the same about us, when I watch videos and photos of people in the 80s and 90s, they always looked so much older than they are. This woman's probably 35, but she looks 73. But anyways, I wonder, like, is she still alive? Because this is probably 30 plus years ago.
Safety.
Like, is Robbie Robbie the ham cutter still alive?
As a carver, you work in an area with a high potential for accidents.
Potential.
Sharp knives,
Uh-huh.
grease from the hand, and the rush of a busy shift can sometimes combine to create a disaster.
Oh, no.
That's why you need to always work safely. Here are a few things to keep in mind.
Okay.
Treat your knives with respect.
Respect.
They are
Put some respect on that knife.
razor sharp, honed to an edge that cuts through meat with only a little pressure.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter to the knife if it's cutting through a ham or your finger.
Oh my. What an asshole of a knife, huh?
Don't grab for a falling knife. Let it hit the floor. In your haste to prevent it from falling, you stand a 50-50 chance of grabbing the blade
And this is me when I'm at the restaurant where that happens. I watch intently to see if that knife is going to go back to the kitchen or if he's just going to wipe it off and use it to cut more food. Let's find out.
not the handle.
They're not going to show us. I bet Robbie just wiped it with the sanitized towel and continued working.
Take extra time and care when you're washing knives. When both
I gotta wash the knife too. No. This goes back to the earlier conversation. I'm sure there are dishwashers back there. Everybody gets paid for their own job. Stop expecting me to do extra. I am not gonna go back and wash my damn knives. I would not last more than 5 minutes at Old Country Buffet.
your hands and the knives are wet, it's easy to slip if you're hurrying. Slow down. and complete the job safely.
How about the person you hired to do this job complete the job safely and then deliver the knife back to me once the job has been completed so I can then do the job that I'm being paid for, which is ham and roast beef cutter.
Never place knives in bus tubs, Lexans, or sinks full of soapy water.
Or back pockets.
Use only sharp knives. Believe it or not,
Oh, his name is Fred. I don't think that's his... Wait, is it Fried or Fred? Is that supposed to be his name, or is that an advertisement for Fry? It must be Fred, right? Oh, country... Yeah, it says Fred on it. Hey, Fred. That's not his real name, though. He's a Robbie. He could be a Brad. He could even be a Brett.
knives are more dangerous than sharp knives. Because you have to work harder to get a dull knife to cut, the chances of cutting yourself or a guest are much greater.
Terrible.
Finally,
Porn stash is back.
be aware at all times of where the guest's hands are. Without realizing it, guests may move their hands in the path of your knife. Keep
I don't think I've ever once tried to grab the ham as it's being cut, but I guess it's possible.
an eye out for this potential. In this video, we've examined your shift duties other than carving meat. Your shift duties are the things you will spend the majority of your time doing. Once again, here are the shift duties we've examined in this
Okay.
video segment.
I already forgot what they are. I'd lose my job.
Greeting and serving guests.
Hello. Is it hot outside?
Maintaining the carving station.
Excuse me while I wipe grease off of the counter.
Assisting line
No,
or other shift.
That's the last one I don't do. Oh, it just restarted. I'm not going to assist line attendants. I don't think I would survive working in this job. It takes a special kind of person to do face-to-face customer service, and I already know that I am not one of those people. That was a fun video. Go check that channel out. I already forgot the name of it, but I have it in the description down below. I think it's called Just Training Videos. And give them a sub and see what else they've got in their little collection of training videos, because I'm going to go through it and see what else is out there, because I love old school training videos. I think they are hysterical. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Click the bell next to it to be alerted every time I upload new content. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Giving this video and other videos on my channel a thumbs up means you like my videos. When you like my videos, it means you like my channel. When you like my channel grows. And feel free to share this video on others on social media. I have my Instagram link down in the description. Feel free to follow me there. And as always, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, and most of all, thank you for watching. And until next time.